What's up, everyone? This is Andrew Gray, and I'm going over 4 things that I learned growing up in Portmore, Jamaica. So let's get it. So growing up in basically, let me start. I was born in Kingston, and that's about 45 minutes from the community we actually lived in, which is Portmore. So my mom, she used to sell soup on the corner. She sold soup just to provide for 5 children. My father used to run a taxi, and we had a small grocery store. So we survived, pretty much, you could say that. We surrounded by a whole bunch of hustlers, pretty much, and go-getters that went out there and just make stuff happen. So that's why I'm such a big fan of entrepreneurship, because my family came from a long line of entrepreneurship and just not sitting down and just not doing nothing. Jamaica is a unique experience all by itself. You know what I'm saying? Basically, there's a lot of poverty and there's a lot of violence. And I'm not talking about like the tourist area they're talking about that you see in TVs and in little tourist trap places. But I'm talking about the real deal. Growing up in Portmore, I seen people get chopped up before. I seen like a lot of blood, and it was a traumatic experience. Seeing those things at a young age and just witnessing the poverty. You know, people didn't have no food, no clothes, living in zinc houses. So all this stuff just builds you up, you know. It kind of saying, hey, you have to make some moves, you have to do something. So that's how I started out. Like my first move I made, I started selling bag juice in my father's store at the age of 11. I was like, I want my own money, because there was a time that when I was walking barefoot, I didn't have no shoes. So I was like, let me start selling bag juice in my father's store, because he didn't have the money to buy some new shoes for me to wear. So I had to be like, okay. So I started selling the bag juice. Basically just take juice and kind of pour it in a bag and just tie it up and just freeze it. So it was a hit. It was successful. A lot of people, like every day, I would actually sell out. And the first thing I did was bought some pair of shoes. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have no shoes, so I bought shoes. From then, I just keep hustling, keep coming with new ideas, keep moving forward. So let's go to 4 things I learned. Number 1 for me is hard work, because I believe that when you're in an environment where there's no assistance, no government assistance, food stamps, welfare, it encourages you to work harder, because you have to come up with a solution. Even when you fail, you gotta keep trying, because if you fail, it could probably leads to death, literally, because you're gonna be starved. Nobody's not gonna feed you. You have to feed yourself. So in a situation like that, it's kind of like life and death. You either succeed or you pretty much die. You know what I'm saying? You can live on the streets and be a beggar and be homeless. But I mean, most people rather not do that. So that's what I'm saying. You always gotta be 2 steps ahead of the game. You gotta work hard, come up with a solution, find something to do. So that's what I learned from. That's my number 1 is hard work, because I feel like failing is just not an option. I feel like you can't fail. You just have to you have to win. If you fail, you come back right back up and just keep going. And my number 2 is simple life. I feel like life shouldn't be overcomplicated. Sometimes in the States, you might be doing something, not even sure you're breaking the law. You know what I'm saying? So much law stacked up in each other, pretty much, it's to the point where you have to probably research certain things before you even leave your house. If you're even driving through a certain state, you might have researched what laws is this state. Can I turn left or red or whatever, right, whatever. And can I carry my gun there or something like that? Do I have to carry it in a case? What? So there's a lot of stuff you gotta look up, you know what I'm saying, before you even make certain moves. So, and Jamaica is more as simple. It's not as such too much complications. If you live in a country, you can just climb a tree and pick somebody's mango. I don't know if you can climb somebody's tree here. You probably first they probably look at you crazy, or they probably shoot your ass. But just simple life, that's my number 3, just having a nice, simple life. And number 4, I would say number 4 is entrepreneurship. I feel like everywhere you go, if you're not working a regular job, you see a lot of hustlers, because the people who could actually find job, I mean, God bless them, because the unemployment rate is so high. So I feel like you have to find something to do. You have to figure something out, buy and sell something, start a business. It encourages you to be an entrepreneur, because the environment, again, is no like assistance. You know what I'm saying? You have to be your own person. If you want to survive, you have to find something to do. You have to be a hustler, pretty much. You have to come up with a solution. And I think that's my number 4 is entrepreneurship, because I feel like you have to come up with something. You have to find something to do. If not, then it's just gonna be a bad situation. I'm telling you, it's gonna be real bad, and it's gonna get bad fast. So this is Andrew Gray, and that's my 4 things I learned growing up in Portmore, Jamaica. So leave some comments below and let me know what you think, and I'm out.